politics. We're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip it because why not? Okay. So, oh no, what happened? You see, it's always like a thing.
I don't know. I saw the hourglass thing, and then it jumped back to this screen. So I figured
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
I
it was
clicked off
wrong.
on the hourglass screen. I clicked off on it because I was,
Yeah,
but
no,
I don't
that's
know what
cool.
happened to one of my. Oh yeah, the Instagram. Do it. 1 second. I'm gonna
It's fine.
paste this in. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to just, it's gonna be a please hold moment at this point, right? Because this is exactly how it works every single time. Like, all right, update.
Well, live and learn. It's.
All right. Well, it's really an Instagram thing. It's not even a me thing at this point.
Oh, okay.
It's an Instagram thing where they are like you have to do an extra thing in order to uh
Sounds
in order to
complicated.
make it happen. Yeah. So I go in, okay, I did that. I did that. I press update. Okay, it says it was updated successfully. So I don't know. I try my best, but every so often Instagram it does like this other thing and
So
it
is
makes
that
it.
is that kind of like Instagram people won't be able to click on this link to get it live, or you're gonna have to post the link later?
It's looking like Instagram isn't even on, and that's what's really bugging me right now. Hold on. Let me try to see if I can make it happen. Okay. So I think I'm gonna make it happen. I don't know. We're gonna see. It's okay. All right. Something is on Instagram.
Okay.
something something is on Instagram. Um, I don't know what that is though. That looks kind of weird. I don't know. Hold on a second, Devin. What does it look like on Instagram? We're like sitting here with this like.
I mean, I
All
can
right.
see about. You want me to try to go on? I don't know if it's going to cause, one of those things.
Yeah, because it's like it's kind of weird because it has us both the way that it's looking right now on. Okay, so Devin's gone on, so she's gonna tell me what it looks like because it looks
Okay.
really weird to me. How's it look, Devin? Oh Lord.
Should have closed
Okay,
my windows. If I closed my
we're gonna,
windows, it would have looked better.
but we are live,
Yeah.
so I feel like we did that part. Like, oh, okay, so it's fine. It just looks weird on
On
to
your
me.
side?
It's like yeah, it just looks weird to me, but it looks fine to
As, then that's what matters right now, right? Just as long as it looks
yeah.
fine on Instagram and okay.
All right, we're in. We're in. That's it. This is what happens. Now you just saw behind the scenes, Rose, why it takes me so long to figure out.
The
But look,
technical difficulties of this whole thing. No problems.
this is new platform. Okay, I'm working through new platform. This is only my second time. I did it last week, and now I'm on today. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're going with it.
Okay.
Welcome everyone, my loves, to this weekly soul frequency forecast. We're gonna work through this next week, November 10th through the 16th, 2025. Okay, so if you're seeing this live, then this is your opportunity to get in on asking questions, on putting in your thoughts, on telling me if what I'm saying is garbage or BS, but please don't do that too often because I'm having an emotional week as we discussed last week, okay? So just be nice about it. But also, if you have like questions specifically about yourself, about your own, your transits, your charts, your whatever's going on with you, and you want to talk, okay? Then go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'm actually going to open the chat because it would be nice to make sure that the chat, that I'm able to see what is happening. Now my screen is okay. I need to do like my screen has 80 different windows open. This is
Oh,
literally, if you're on the spectrum, this is like a lot. But anyway, so what do we have today? Today I am talking with my buddy Rose. Okay. And I don't know what side Rose is on because last week I pointed in this direction over and over again. Come to find out everything was over here.
no, I'm
So
in that direction.
so are
No,
you?
the other
Because
way.
I'm gonna say this is Rose.
No, I'm. Your first direction was right.
Mhm. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna say this is Rose, and
Okay.
Rose is an energy worker also. Okay. She does totally like above and beyond. If you need somebody to work energy, Rose is your person. I don't let a lot of people like work with me on stuff, and Rose is my go-to person. I've talked about Rose. I've posted about Rose. I've posted Rose. Okay. I hang out with Rose. Okay. I have like one friend at, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Let me stop. Friend actually listens to this and then is like, no, no. I have more than one friend. I might have three friends. Okay. Rose, I would consider one of them. It's a lot to consider a friend, but Rose, I consider a friend. Okay. Tell us about you, Rose.
Oh, hello, everybody. Other than being Asia's friend, which I'm very honored to be,
Yay.
I do life coaching. I also do tarot readings, and I try to integrate that when people are comfortable. And I also do energy healing. In addition to Reiki, I also do Eden energy medicine, which is really learning how to work with your energy body and how to make it or make your energy body be as healthy as in order as possible so that you fight off whatever's coming at you, whether it's emotional or physical or even mentally. There's a lot of stuff that's going around. So yeah, and I work with Asia and I bounce a couple of things off of her also. We kind of give each other a very unique perspective on just about every topic we've ever talked about.
Rose and I are like balance. I think we balance each other out. And I think
Yeah.
having finally gotten to see your human design chart today, I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense to
The
me. So
secret's out.
the
Yeah.
secret's out. We're gonna get into that. But I finally got to see Rose's human
Oh.
design chart today, and I think that it's going to be super like interesting to see just how different we are, and like
Mhm.
how do we end up like being, because we're so different, and our charts actually, show that like how different we are.
I'm going to
Um,
pull mine up while we're talking.
you want
I
to do
have
what?
my chart. I'm going to pull up my chart while we're
Oh,
talking
I'm
so
gonna put
that.
it on screen for us.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna put it
Oh,
on screen.
everybody's going to know about me.
Well, they won't know anything really unless they really know like how to read your chart, but they're not going to find out any of your private details or anything like
Hmm.
that. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
you're still safe. They won't be able to find you. Um, but I feel like I'm also doing my chart, so I think that we're gonna. If they
It's
find you
fair.
and they find me, we're even. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Um,
Okay.
so to get us started this week coming up, okay, starting Monday. I've been doing them so that if I post it Saturday and it starts Monday, then you have enough time to go through, look at the video. I have enough time to put in all of the time stamps for the 7 different days. Okay. If you go back and look at last week's, I feel like I put in some good work. Okay, guys. I feel like I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work here, all right. Trying my hardest. But putting in the chapters for each day that we're gonna go through. We're gonna try to get this all done now within an hour. we're gonna try, okay? And then also, if you're wanting the notes version of it, let's say the details, but maybe you're like, you do better with reading, then head to the Substack, the Creatrix Chronicles, and this is already up. Okay, the those who are members and subscribers either of the Creatrix Academy or the Creatrix Chronicles, they already got it. Okay, there was likely an email. They figured it out and they were able to see already what we're about to talk about. Okay, so there's that. Other thing is, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey. My goal, just as someone who tries really hard to like get through each day, okay, is to make it so that we find things that are easier. And I've been talking to Rose about this also. Like, am I making life easier for anybody? And that's my goal. So this whole forecast, this is not prophecy, prophecy, prophesying.
Right. Prophecy.
Yeah, this is not prophecy, okay? Basically, all this is taking everything that I feel and see out there energetically. Um, Caveat: I'm only doing transits that relate to creativity. So where you're creating something, you're working on a business, you're working on a project, you are an artist, you're a musician, you're an empath, okay? Um, so transits that deal with those type of aspects, okay, and the human design of it for that week, okay. I only do the sun and the human design for that week, okay. That's my caveats. I'm not going to sit here and tell you about anything that's sextile to anything that, and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about on a creative level, on an empath level. You're a highly sensitive person, like, like myself or like Rose. These type of transits help. If you're on a path of with my best and highest self and spiritually, then these are the aspects that I'm focused on. These are the transits that I'm focused on, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, Rose, I'm giving you the opportunity here as well, okay? Because I'm speaking on certain aspects, and this week I didn't do any tarot. That Okay, I don't think I did really any tarot.
Okay.
Last week, we had the super full moon in Taurus, so it was let's talk,
Right.
Hierophant, and I was talking about the Empress, and I had this whole thing. Okay, I was up in my shit last week. Okay, but this week I don't think I did. Okay, so if you want to chime in on anything, if it feels like if it relates, like with something that you've been reading or feeling, or energy wise, that you've been like, okay, hey, I also felt that. Chime in on that as well. Okay.
You got it.
All right. So this week, which by the way, guys, is my birthday week. I'm gonna just drop that at the top. I might drop it in the middle. I might drop it in the bottom. Okay. This is my birthday week. Yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna sprinkle that all over. Okay, this is my birthday week.
Yes.
You feel free, if you get this far in the video after watching it later on, and you get this far, just drop a happy birthday, Asia. Okay, that's all I'm asking for. Okay, um, but so this week is kind of different for me. Okay, I even talked about it in when I posted in the Substack. Okay, because I have one channel. Okay, I have one channel in my whole chart. All right, and this week it activates, and that's it. I the rest of the year I'm pretty much just sitting around floating, waiting. I don't know, but I'm going to bring up.
Okay.
Here we are. So I'm gonna start here. This week we are ending out last week's transit where the sun was in gate 1 and earth was in gate 2. So I'm not going to repeat what we talked about last week as far as the sun being in gate 1 and the earth being in gate 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that this was the energy, or this is, because it goes until about Tuesday, I think it is, or Wednesday, but this is that energy that we're working through as far as being authentic and direct and courageous in what we are creating. Okay, so whatever you're creating, this is that energy of finding, honing it, um, and letting it magnetize to you. So we're calling it in, and we're in alignment with it. Okay, so basically on our, where am I at? Okay, that, oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. So I don't know if you can see my little mouse moving here, but we are here. I don't know. I didn't even do that. Okay, we are here on the on one, where sun is in one. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Okay,
Yeah.
here where sun is in one, Earth is down here in two. Because like I mentioned before, it they're always going to be, uh, opposite each other on the wheel. And I just want to give you, a heads up that the way that it keeps moving for me. But then we move into gate 43 in Sun, and gate. Oh wow, is that you changing it, or is it me? Like I don't even know who's changing it.
No.
And gate 23 in Earth. Okay, on our wheel. So gate 43 and gate 23, and I'm going to now bring up my, can we see that? Are we good on
Yes.
that?
Yep.
All right. So this is my human design body graph, okay? Um, and as you see here, I have one channel, one I don't even know what to say about this. Everything else is pretty much just a dangling, hanging Chad. I have nothing else going on in my life. All of my centers are pretty much empty. I've mentioned this before. I say this often, except for this throat and this head. So all I can do is just think, say it, think some more, say it. That's really where I'm at. All right. Um, but I have one of the few channels that connects with Sun and Earth. Okay, when Sun is in one, Earth is in, the opposite. 23 and 43 are opposites on the wheel. Okay, there are others, other channels that this happens with. Also, I told Rose earlier she has a channel that's also going to do this. But the 2343 channel, that connection, the throat to the head, the throat to the ajna, okay? It's called the freak to genius, or genius to freak channel, okay? So now if you have this channel, then you likely have the same problem that I have, which is you want to tell people what they need to hear, but the timing is always going to be a factor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the thing to say, the insight, the information, but for whatever reason, the timing is always going to be the issue here. Okay. If you don't get that timing right, nobody's going to care what you say. Trust me. Okay. You can post the most interesting thing in the world, and I promise you, like 9 times out of 10, everything posts is the most interesting thing in the world. Okay. But it's gonna be, and I'm humble about it too. But it's gonna be at the most, if it's not at the right time for the person who's receiving it, they're not gonna receive it. Then you're basically seen as a freak. But if it's at the right time and to the right person, that's just fire. At that point, now everybody's like, "Hey, Asia, you're a genius! Oh my gosh, I would have thought about it like that." Whatever. Okay, it's just the way that is. So when the sun is shining down on the channel that you have, okay, in your graph, in your design, you
Okay.
get extra oomph. Okay.
Hmm.
There's other ways to get extra boost, this is when I talk about working with the energy of your chart. Okay, there's other ways to get that extra oomph, and there is, if the sun is shining on the the completion of your channel. So if you have a channel that is hanging and the sun is going to shine on the completion of that channel, then you also get that oomph. Now I'm going to show you Rose's chart. All right, so this is Rose's chart. Okay, Rose has gate 43. All right, and gate 43, I'm going to bring out my notes here because I want to make sure I get it right. So gate 43 is the gate of breakthrough. Okay, it's in the ajna. Okay, it's a mind gate. All right, it's insight, knowing, mental clarity. And Rose, smart as book. All right, just she's just really like, people who have that, 43. They're they got it. Okay, they're on it. They're you're like, wow. Okay. Even like when they're talking about like the gifts of gate 43, it's like unique perspective, um, genius type, intuitive downloads. Okay, a lot of people who work in, um, I would say, in like the realms of dealing with, downloads and spiritual work. Gate 43 will, typically be one that they have a lot of times. Okay. Um, so she has gate 43. Gate 43 is going to be shown upon by the sun. This feels to me, and I would say to her this week coming up where gate 43 comes into play, she's going to be on it. All right. It's going to be a great week for her to get some it done, like, insights. What do you think about this? Get it, got it. Okay. Except
Mm-hmm.
she does not have gate 23.
Right.
Okay. So either she's going to call me up because I have gate 23. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I think, is why when we're together, and that's what I was going to tell you, that when we're together, it works because I have gate 23 and then you have gate 43. And so my gate is able to connect to your gate when two people come together in that way. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, that makes
So
sense.
there it is. Yeah, so Rose and I together make one awesome person, right? But
Yeah.
we are awesome as one, one person together. But outside of that, if you notice, Rose has a lot of other energy centers that are in work for her, and that she's a manifesting generator. Okay, and this is the other reason why I keep Rose as a friend. This is the other reason. She's got the motor to the throat, guys. We've talked about this. All right, find, if you're a projector, find your manifesting generator. Find your manifester. Right, that's okay. You get a manifesting generator, you get a manifester and a generator in one. She's like two for the price of one. I don't have to have friends. Okay, it works anyway. So that's what we got. Now, gate 23 is
Yeah.
where Earth is going to be. And this is how we're going to basically ground in, and work with that gate 43 energy this week. All right. This is that articulation, making things simple, and the timing aspect. Okay. The timing aspect is always what's most important. All right. Um, when gate 23 is out of whack, when you're not, when you don't have it, or when, for example, for me having it, when it's in the shadow, it's going to be, um, it'll be evidenced by like miscommunication, by, stumbling, by trying to explain. Okay. And so that pressure to explain part is really going to be key and pivotal for this second part of the week. All right. That being said, I'm going to get into some of these transits. We're going to get into. Oh wait, How are you feeling about this so far, Rose?
Oh no, it does. It makes a lot of sense. And right before we started our this call, I actually posted my tarot reading that I do nightly, and it was big about swords and telling truths. Like telling the truth right now is key, even if it's to yourself. Like stop lying to yourself and just be honest. Take the mask off, take the blindfolds off. So yeah, it's so far it's falling really in line with everything that
Well,
I
there
that
you
I've become.
go.
Very awesome.
It makes sense. So right now,
Hmm.
until the 10th, the sun is in gate 1 and earth is at gate 2. Okay. And so to follow from last week, like I said, not going to go too far deep into it, but we're still talking about that self-expression,
Yeah.
the authenticity of it, the who am I, um, in our authentic self, that taking the mask off. So it makes sense to me. I feel it. I'm here for it. All right. So I just want to make sure I did all of that. All right. And gate 43 activates November 11th through the 16th. Okay. So
Okay.
also this week. Oh, so yeah. Also this week, the moon is going from Leo into Libra. Okay. This is that I need to take care of everything. Things need to be set. Leo is very, I like how things look. And then, going into Virgo, which is very, okay, this needs to be organized. So we're going to be organizing some this week. Okay. And then going into Libra, where we want things to be relationally balanced. All right. That's the moon. That's how we're feeling our intuitive nature. Um, right. Like the moon card in tarot, right? The intuition, right?
Yeah.
So the moon doing what it's doing, these are the times that we're going to act on that moon's energy throughout the week. And we have a Grand Water Trine, which was very good for emotional work, spiritual work. It's going to be it's a water trine, so it's going to be dealing with that emotional aspect. A lot of this is what I'm saying. It's going to be an emotional type of a week. And you know what's crazy is that last week I said it was going to be emotional. I probably cried like 3 days last week. Okay, just look, I'm Scorpio. We're gonna go through it. All right, you're going through it. You're going through it. Also, there's a lot going on outside, like not even in us, just outside. That where it just feels, and I mentioned that today, right? It just feels like it's so emotional. It's just like you just want to just like, you know. Okay. Anyway,
So to be
word.
fair, my emotions aren't always about tears. My emotion is frustration and anger.
You're
So I don't get
Aquarius.
angry and violently angry, but I get annoyed and I get frustrated. Like, why can't people just pay attention? Why can't people just? And I start getting that kind of. So my emotions are more along those lines. Um,
You're an Aquarius.
well, yeah, so I've been told.
So she's been told. So it is say, and I have a lot of Scorpio energy, and I don't know your birth chart, but I just feel in on you have a lot of mental like air type energy, which is very, this is it's structured in a certain way for a certain reason, and you like that structure
Yeah,
when it's there. You don't want to be told to do the structure,
right.
but you do like that it exists so that you can tell others there is a structure.
Yes. Well, if and I'm being told to follow certain structures, but and when other people don't, it frustrates me because like there's a reason for it. Okay, fine, I'll do the thing, but then if you're gonna come behind me and not do the thing, then why am I doing the thing? Like
Yeah.
everybody should be on the same page, kind of thing. So yeah, I my emotions this past week was frustration and trying not to snap at people for making simple mistakes. Well, I put it here this time. Like this is the way I've always done it. Well, I understand that, but it changed. And it's like, yeah, but it's the way I've always done it. Understood, but it's been changed. I didn't change it. I'm being told it's changed. I'm telling you it changed. Okay, but I've always put it here. I'm like, so I get frustrated and angry, and I noticed that when you keep saying like emotional, whenever you tell me this is going to be emotional time, I realize I become frustrated and angry and upset, and I don't necessarily cry, but I get angry a lot, and it's better for me to stay away from people.
You're like, nope, I'm just gonna be there. I'm not gonna be around. Yeah, I will just, I get like emotional. Um, I cry it out. I'm big on just getting through the full version of the emotion and then figuring out why, what it was, and then going forward. Like I wasn't all, at one point I was not, but now that's
Okay.
where I am. So okay, so when I say emotional, then I'll be more clear that it's tumultuous. Maybe that's a better word.
It can be any emotion that, yeah, somebody needs to go through. I think I have to learn how to deal with that and not take it out on people. Like just find a way to stay, keep those emotions and me work through them, even though it's something that's frustrating. I have to kind of figure out how do I balance myself in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it because I like the way that you are very like, okay, I'm upset. Thank you guys. Like
I, I, I get upset.
I am not there. I'm gonna go hide off somewhere. I'm gonna, probably, shed some tears, get some emotions out, be mad, yell to, the high heavens, all of the things that I want to be able to say. And then I probably will text somebody, something sarcastic because now I gotta like, be mean about it. And then I'm back in. So, like I said, but we are like opposites. So, you're air and water, so it
Wait,
would make sense. So let's go into the daily ritual maps. Okay. So this is gonna start Monday. I gotta make sure I. All right. We're gonna get through them all in about 30 minutes. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do this. Monday, November 10th. The theme is creative womb. Why? Because we're still working through gate 1 and 2, the Earth and Sun. Okay. The moon is in Leo, and the Mercury retrograde actually is like the beacon. Okay, so this is really like if you have Mercury like direct in your chart, and like Mercury really does a lot on you, or you're like a Gemini, or you have a lot of Mercury in your chart. Let's say Mercury retrograde can do a number on the communicative aspect of it. So what we want to do is kind of go in. We want to, kind of close off. Monday may not be a day for like signing contracts. If this is something that like really affects you. You're working on something creatively. I would say you might change your mind. You might do something and say, this is a great idea. And then, Monday, maybe like when things kind of start to feel like, I don't know if I like this anymore, or I don't know if they like this anymore. It's that kind of a feeling. So,
okay.
but then there's also this idea of the communicating and not. This week we're going to be communicating and not worrying about explaining our who we are. Okay. Last week I told you it was going to get to this point of courageous. We're going to need courage, and now we're working through using that courage that we've been working on building up. Okay. So try not explaining yourself. Okay. This is who I am. Thank you. We're taking it. We're moving
That's it.
forward. Okay. So the prompts for So the prompts for Monday. Oh, yeah. So to make sure. So it's nurturing the seeds of originality. Okay, in our creative womb. Okay, where we're basically you sometimes your baby's ugly and nobody wants to tell you, or you don't tell other people. Okay, like this is don't explain. All right, there's no need to explain. It's in the womb. We're working through it. All right. That's
Okay.
I don't know why I had to say that. Anyway, the prompts for Monday. What part of me longs to be expressed without explanation? And then what part of me longs to be seen and celebrated? So we're basically focusing our energy, our intuition, our intention on what we're looking like on this next step, okay, as we're going through our phase, okay? So what do we look like now? Where in this new future and that comes up? What's longing to be seen and celebrated? All right. For rituals and vibration, this week is going to be a lot of 528. I told you I will do 528 all day every day if I could, and I probably would be just fine. Um, but the 528, that's heart activation, and we're working in this week is going to be a lot of that. We're going to need it. It's kind of a way of loving ourselves. This is one of those love of self moments for this week. Being able to live and be okay with and be in love with who you are at your core. Okay. Um, so I also have candle gazing. Rose, do you ever do candle gazing?
I have, yes.
Does it help
I
you
have.
though?
It's what?
Does it help you? How do you feel about candle gazing?
If I'm in the right frame of mind, I can see a lot. I see a lot coming through. I see colors and shapes. I can see a lot, not only inside the candle, inside the flame, but I start seeing things on my peripheral. So a lot happens. The first time, nobody warned me about all of that, so I was a little kind of freaked out by it. But I settled into it and started realizing that I was safe. As long as I know I'm safe, I'm good to go. But I like to gaze at candles. I love fire.
There you go. Well, because we're working through Leo, we're working through Sagittarius, the candle gazing is a great um, activity, ritual, whatever you want to call it, to do
Hmm,
on Monday.
okay.
And then journaling, citrine, it will be, good for Monday. Anything that's going to be like orangey, fire, because Sagittarius is fire, mentioned that. Solar plexus work,
Mhm.
because we're working courage, we're working the fire in the belly, right?
Okay.
So those are all going to be, and I put, solar plexus singing bowl, that's the E. So, that would be also good on Monday. And then the affirmation for Monday is I am the vessel of divine creation. All right, on to Tuesday. Are you
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
No, I'm okay.
on to Tuesday, which I don't even mention the 1111 portal because I feel like it's so like overplayed, and seriously, like honestly, Tuesday is Veterans Day. Go with it, okay? I don't know. The portals, I don't know. Look, don't I don't know. Some there were okay, eclipse season, there was the Lionsgate portal that happens every year. Like portals happen like the 1111, the 22, the
Yeah.
88, the Lionsgate, they happen every year. But if you're not ready for it, that you're not ready for it. And I'm not going to sit here and try to get you to like be ready for an 1111 portal. Go find somebody else, and I'm sure that they will do that for you. Okay, so Tuesday, the Tuesday's theme is Insight Ignites. Okay, so we're still on the spark, right? The
Okay.
flame gate. When the sun enters into gate 43, and Earth enters into gate 23. Moon is in Leo. Okay, so there's like I said, it's a fiery type of energy still, um, and we're ready to express. Okay, but the timing has to be right. This whole time that the sun is in gate 43 and Earth is in gate 23, when that channel is activated, just understand your test, your exam, your trial is going to be about timing. Okay, it's going to be
Okay.
about, yes, you know it, I get it, you know it. It was the timing of what you just said or what you just did. Was it right? Okay, especially if you're a projector. Now, if you like Rose are a manifester, then there's going to be additional. Uh, you're basically waiting to see, for something to be seen, to react to it. The timing is going to be what you're reacting. You're like you see something, it triggers, and you're going to react. Okay,
Okay.
um, it's that that reaction. Um, so projectors, we're basically the timing has to be right. We have to be asked, okay, invited,
Right.
seen, okay, acknowledged, in some way, and then it's like, okay, here's what I have to offer. If it's not at the right time, it's going to just be you're wasting your energy. So the prompts for Tuesday are: what insight is whispering to me beneath the noise? And then, what does divine guidance feel like in my body? And this one I felt was really important, because especially when we're talking about highly sensitive people, empaths, people who do work with, spiritual work, where they're dealing with other people. It's
Right.
sometimes, and I'll put my chart back up here because I feel like it happens a lot with me. But sometimes, um, what we are feeling is not ours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not divine guidance. Okay. It's you walked past a crying child or toddler, or you were in an airport, or you went and did grocery shopping, and the person that was your checkout person is having a bad day, or having a great day, or thinking about something awesome. Okay. It's not always divine guidance. Um, and so it's this idea of being able to feel into specifically. Are you listening? Wait, is that you? Like, specifically, what does divine? I was like, I can hear myself, so I was like, oh, how
Oh,
did I hear myself? But it's specifically, what does divine guidance feel like in my body? Okay, I have nothing but empty channels in the body,
mm-hmm.
so I have rough time if I'm going into some place and there's like a lot of emotion, or angst, or whatever, because I'm basically just feeling in on whatever's going on. If something's bouncing around, it's like radio waves. Okay. Um, it's the practice of what's divine, what's mine. Okay.
Right.
That's important. I just wanted to put that out. Okay. As far as ritual goes, it's a great day for crown activation. Okay. We are basically going where the sun is moving into the ajna. That's that thought, thinking. It's third eye even. Okay. So
Right.
working through the downloads that are coming. Like I said, when we're talking about divine guidance, working through what is yours, what's your still quiet voice sound like, what does God sound like to you? Okay. That crown activation is going to be helpful. And then also the throat activating, with the gate 23 is going to be helpful. So that G note singing bowl, even, throat activation. I did a TikTok about forking the throat. Okay. It's going to be good. Good time to fork that throat. Okay. Fork that throat. Just go in on it. All right.
Good time.
Tuesday is a great time as ever for some throat forking. Okay. Um, that's going to be the thing. I'm just going to say that much. Um, and then also, we talked last week about infusing water with crystals. And if you are infusing water, I would say check some moonstone. Try a moonstone infusion if you want. I'm just putting it out there. Go for it. And the mantra for Tuesday: I trust the timing of my knowing. All right. Wednesday,
Before you
we
move
have
over to
radiant.
Wednesday, I'm sorry.
Which
Before you
day?
move over to Wednesday, I pulled two cards on this one.
Oh yeah.
So for the first part, the first prompt about what insights are whispering beneath the noise, I actually pulled the Six of Swords. I don't know if people can see that, but the feeling I'm getting is to actually get away from others, stay away from stay away from the noise so that you can actually hear what is inside of you, what that noise is, because all the other noise, all the other clatter with people are going to just add to that disruption. So that's what I'm hearing there. And in regards to your second part about divine guidance feels like in your body, I'm getting actually the Queen of Pentacles. But she's in reverse. I do reverse cards. Um, and this is just letting me know is that you're not being the big queen that you are. You're not finding the divine within yourself. You need to understand your power and who you are and what you bring to this world and to this earth in order for you to understand what the guidance feels like. If you're not going to own what you have and your gifts, you're not going to be able to feel what you should be feeling in your body. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay, okay. Rose, okay. No, wait.
Just saying.
I like how it aligns. I'm look. I'm always here for a good resonating or alignment. Okay. Wednesday, radiant release. So from Wednesday on, I'm not going to talk about the sun being in gate 43 and the earth being in 23, just like last week. Okay. Just know that that is a factor that is working in it. Okay. The timing is always going to be key for everything that you're doing. All right. And
Mhm.
then, yes, we understand. You know it. Gotcha. Okay. So the prompts for November 12th, Wednesday. What outdated role? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Before I do that, the moon goes into Virgo. Okay. So the moon is in Virgo.
Oh,
This is very much an intuitive, like, now it's time we're going to kind of do some cleaning up. Okay. Organizing, putting things in back. We've been using them all this time. Now we're going to put some stuff back because we're going into something else. Okay.
yes.
And then also, Jupiter retrograde begins in Cancer. All right. So the idea for Wednesday is going to be like this radiant release using joy. Okay. What feels joyful. All right. And aligning those things together. Um, Jupiter going in a retrograde, it only means something, it means something to you. Like, for example, Jupiter, I was born with a Jupiter in retrograde. So to me, a Jupiter retrograde isn't necessarily bad luck, as some people would say. It just means now I'm aligned. Okay. So now I can kind of work what I'm doing. So it just kind of depends. I don't really go into, all of that. That's all the people. I'm not an astrologer. I'm just an energy person. All right. So the prompts: what outdated role or mask am I ready to shed? Because we're cleaning it out. We're taking it out. Mask off. Oh, see? Mask off. All
Take it
right.
off.
It works. Bam. Okay. I told you, Rose and I together, one awesome person. All right. Like,
Just,
and then the other one is, what truth am I ready to honor, even if it
Mhm.
shakes things up? Okay.
And it's going to.
It's
It's
crazy.
going to.
So we talked about the courage. These are the reasons
Yeah.
why, everything kind of builds on each other. So we talked about the courage. You're going to need this courage. It's coming. Okay. Um, for ritual, basically dancing, especially if you like the drum beat. Look, Winnie is drum drum circle.
Yeah, we should go.
Know if that had to do with it. I was like, look, Eddie, meet me at the drum circle in Delray. Maybe that's what it was. I was secretly trying to just like plant so everybody goes to drum circle. I don't know. And then also, like, if you created a list of roles that you're ready to release, it's a good day to like burn the list. Okay, like create the list of roles that you're releasing, and then burn it. and then go off and laugh and play. Like joy is really important for this, for Wednesday. All right. Solar plexus, we talked about, the Care Bear stare and having that the good feelings in your belly. Solar plexus work is also good. The mantra is my joy is my truth. Okay. So I will see you all at the drum circle on Wednesday.
With our list to burn. I'm gonna burn
With
my
our
list.
and drumming and dancing and
Yeah.
just being joy, finding the laughter of it. Okay. Thursday,
Okay.
the moon is still in Virgo. So there is not much of a change. We're kind of, it's just like a play in to what we've been working through. So this is like that refinement for it all. So the prompts are: what small shift would bring more harmony to my daily rhythm? Okay. And then what truth am I ready to honor, even if it shakes things up? Okay. I think that's the same thing from yesterday. So, I mean, from the day before. Okay. If you did one the day before, do that one the next day. Like look, Virgo is we're cleaning things out, and the moon stayed in Virgo for 2 days. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't make this. Okay. I'm just reading it. All right. Um, and then the mantra for Thursday: I honor the sacred in the simple. Okay. The ritual I did not get to. Okay. So cleansing your altar has to happen. Okay. At some point in the year. All right. Thursday's a great great day to do it. Or your healing space. I have a healing space. So cleansing, which is funny because I have, already been like, because I used it this week, and so I was like, okay, I have to, hurry up. And I have to clean mine anyway because I have a client on Friday who's going to go in there. Anyway, um, using sound or sage to clear the corners of your home. And I've talked about like sonic sage. I've talked about the 1088.8 hertz and the 544 hertz. Pretty good for like cleaning, like saging, then like the areas. And then also sage or Palo Santo or cedar or whatever you use intrinsically for yourself for clearing the space and the corners of your home and organizing your area with intention, because bringing it into like the next phase. 432 hertz, which like I mentioned, 528 hertz as being a heart bowl, a heart frequency. 432 hertz is the heart basically. And then Mercury, which is 141.21 hertz. If you have like a set of the cosmic tuning forks, I say you can go with Mercury that day, or a Mercury Tibetan bowl if you have that. Use what you have. That's the point. Okay. Friday, best day of the year. Oh, what you got? What you got?
Before Friday. Before Friday.
Yes.
I didn't. I'm shuffling while you're talking. So if a card jumps, then I tell it. So the card did jump at me, and I got Temperance, and Temperance looks like this. And he's holding the sun and the moon, which I think is really cool. He's balancing both. So I think the honor the sacred in the simple is kind of be okay with doing things, even just making your bed could honor it. But it looks like you're going to receive like some high honor for just doing the real basic simple needs of life. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, like I will, or the person that sees this, because I mean, if I will, I would love to get some type of award for finally making my bed if I can. I'm here for it.
But yeah, right. Me too. But yes, no, I don't know if you will, but it's definitely honoring the simple, the sacred in the simple. So that seems to be very very on point with what higher source feels for
I'm here
those who.
for it.
So
Thank you, girl. I'm here for it. All right.
welcome.
Okay, so Friday, best day of the year, like I mentioned. Um, you know, there's no other. I mean, honestly, seriously, nothing else to talk about. That's it. I'm done. No. Um,
Drop mic. Go ahead.
mic drop. Turning it off. In stream. Okay. Friday, November 14th. Cash App. Hashtag Aliacia. Okay. Friday, Voice of Vision. Okay. The moon is still in Virgo. Um, there's, we're basically, which is funny. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Virgo rising, so a lot of times people see me and they'll be like, "Okay, that's definitely a Virgo." Like like how you are outwardly, like the structures, make sense. I am like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That really doesn't make sense. That just like it frustrates me, and then I'm gonna go off. You know what I mean? Like the structures, they don't make sense again. Look, put it. Um, so
I'm also a Virgo rising.
well, there you go. See, that's it. We can end it now. I just figured it out. There you are. Okay, so basically, Rose and I are the same person. Okay, we're just two roads diverge in the
Yin and
woods.
yang.
Yeah, we are basically just two sides of the same coin at this point. Okay, so there's that. Okay, articulating the insight. So the prompts are: what truth is ready to be spoken? And if you remember last Friday, we also did speaking. Okay. And I just think that there's something to be said about a goddess on a Friday speaking. All right. Getting things ready to articulate them, to put them out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then what does integrity feel like in my body? I think that one is for the the idea, like how you mentioned in temperance, right? It's the idea of like in integrity, making sure that what is happening on the outside is also happening on the inside, even if nobody's looking. It's that balance, and I don't know. It felt similar. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I can feel that. Know that this time though, the card that jumped at me, especially with the truth ready to be spoken,
Yeah.
is the Tower.
Look, man, it's a Tower week, okay? Like,
This is the Tower. And it's the Tower in reverse, which is a good thing because at least it doesn't mean like total annihilation. It just means, you're going to be slightly uncomfortable, kind of like a rock in your shoe or a lash in your eye. It's annoying. You'll get it out, but it can be solved quickly. So the truth that's ready to be spoken is going to make people uncomfortable, but they'll get over it. So speak your truth, seriously. And what
okay.
integrity is going to feel like in your body is the same thing. It's going to be an eyelash in your eye. You're going to be able to get it out, but it will annoy you until it happens.
It's like this is what it is. Okay. Oh, it works for me. So the ritual for Friday, definitely a barefoot walk. I plan on barefoot walking. I just wanted to get a bunch of people out to the beach with me,
Let's
to
go to the
walk
beach.
barefoot. Yes, and
Yes.
just make that walk that I do. But a barefoot walk on grass or soil, speaking your intentions, especially like speaking them into the earth, and like that connection between having the earth as just like your guide, and then throat chakra bowl. Definitely, like I said, Fridays very like
Okay.
you gotta say some shit, say it. Okay, I speak with clarity and grace. And I think that, yeah, this what's important about you're gonna say, that has said is this
Mm-hmm.
balance that we talked about with the gate 23 and that timing, okay? And knowing that if you don't do it at the right time, it will not be received correctly.
Right.
Stuff is gonna fly off, and that's how you end
Yes.
up in Rose's Tower, okay? So
Which also falls in line with temperance, because temperance is balancing yin and
yes,
yang, earth and sun, and you do have to kind of wait until the right time to insert gracefully your comment.
yes. Timing is going to be very important basically from Tuesday on, okay, this week. Mm, being mindful of, reading the room even, okay? Is this the right time? Is this the right place? Are you the right person to receive what I'm trying to say? And if you're not, or it's not, or, just know it could go south. Okay.
Yeah.
Saturday, rooted expansion. I thought I heard something. Saturday is rooted expansion. All right. Um, why? Well, okay, we have moon is in Virgo. I feel like, yeah, and then the moon enters into Libra on Sunday. So um, this grand trine occurs, okay? Grand trines happen, and for whatever reason, two of the three of the grand trine. The grand trine is basically like a triangle that happens on your chart, okay? Um, and for this one, the grand trine is in Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter, okay? Um, and then the trine is all water signs. So hold on, I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly, okay? Um, it's going to peak around November 20th. So we're in that energy next week going into it. Like it's never like the sun is here and now there's the energy and then it goes away. Like that's not how it works. It's like we're
Right.
building up, and so we kind of get into that energy starting on what I say, starting on the 15th, 16th. We're kind of like moving into that energy. Okay, so it's kind of like the doors opening. You can see the light coming through. It's, it's starting to interact. Um, but the peak happens around November 20th, so that'll be like next week. But it's Jupiter in Cancer, which we talked about. Okay, Saturn in Pisces, all right, and then Neptune in Scorpio. And then what happens throughout the phase of this month is because everything was in Scorpio, you ended up with like a bunch where just this is in Scorpio, now this is in Scorpio. So like the trine of I mean yeah, so like the trine will just keep happening. So it feels like this major thing, and
Right.
okay. Anyway, so because it's all in water signs, and these are all big, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune are like the big emotional, good luck, God's graces, and um, uh, the pattern breaker. Trying to think of what Neptune, because Saturn is basically you're going to learn a lesson. Okay,
Right.
Jupiter is like the luck, the gods, are shining down on you. Okay, the odds are
Yeah.
forever in your favor type. Neptune is I, I don't know how to describe Neptune. I'm gonna have to look up how to describe Neptune. I do you how do you,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not as big into astrology, even as much as you are. But um, I always think of the trine when that the Neptune's fork. Like he's not
Hmm.
a god to be messed with. So he
Yeah,
kind of brings on to me. He brings on that energy, like this is take advantage of this time because you don't always get it, kind of thing.
yeah.
And if you miss out, that's on you. Like
He's
he
been
don't
a
care. He's
FOMO.
like, I was here for you.
Yeah.
You know.
It is a FOMO type of energy. Yeah, I can yeah. Like
That's
it's
that's
like
the energy I feel.
anticipation and but okay, and because it's a water, so it is an emotional, Neptune as as an emotional, type.
Yes.
I'm gonna think about that. Okay, so because I
Okay.
have some time, I'm gonna have to
Because
talk about it.
he can also be a feel your wrath because like if we're talking water, we're talking water can be peaceful and calm and beautiful like glass and show beautiful ripples. It could also be a storm and a tidal wave and it could be a wrath. Um,
Yes.
so what you said that the moon's in Virgo.
The moon
Yeah.
goes in. Yeah, the moon goes into Libra at this point, I believe.
Oh, I thought
Let
you
me
said
see.
Virgo.
I'm trying
Sorry.
to make sure that I do not want to give you the wrong. Yeah, the moon goes into Libra on the 15th and 16th. So yeah, it's in Libra.
Okay.
Did I say Virgo earlier?
I thought you
I
did.
might,
So that's okay. All right.
I might have. Hold on, let me make sure because that might be something I might have to change because it goes into Libra on the 15th. But at any rate, I'm
And you'll clarify more about Neptune. Because I was
yeah, I
looking at
said
the
Virgo, but yeah, and next week I will
okay.
let you know how I feel more about Neptune. But the Grand Trine, it's like that energy starts, and it's this good time to, it's like working through emotional like releases, cutting ties, detox, like soul detoxing. Okay, um, it's a good time for intuitive downloads. We talked about like ancestral healing, so it's a good time for ancestral healing. These type
Uh-huh.
of things happen. Creative inspiration, spiritual renewal. These are all like
Right.
the buzzwords that come around a water trine. Um, this basically the trine is a flowing circuit of imagination, compassion, and mystical insight. Like it's like because they're taking the water, which water signs are basically those emotional flowing. Water can create, it can also destroy. So it's I, although I would say the same thing about air. No, I was saying,
You could. I always
I,
thought that Aquarius was a water sign because we're the water bearers, but it's an air sign. So
yeah, that's the big thing about Aquarius. It's like, yeah, it's not exactly what you think that it is at all, is it? To
they
say.
rarely are.
That yeah, I think that was the point. I don't, I can't remember. There was a whole the whole reason why Aquarius ended up being the water bearer, even though it's an air sign.
Yeah, but
All right,
that's another meeting. That's another discussion.
that's another day. Okay, so the prompts for Saturday. What does abundance feel like in my body? And what structures support my soul's expansion? Because, like I talked about, this is like we're going into that, you know, the trine of, and this energy of abundance, of expansion, of intuitive highlights and downloads, and so what does it feel like in my body? Okay. What
Okay.
structures are supporting my soul's expansion? Um, it's a great day, um, Saturday, for creating your soul map or your vision board. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I wrote this specifically because I'm creating my vision board because it's, my birthday and this is, a great time to do it. But at any rate, it's a great time to create a vision board. Okay.
It is.
Putting in, symbols, words, um, pictures, um, things that reflect like what you feel, um, and how you're currently like what you're moving into. We discussed earlier in that week. It's basically what do I see myself looking like going forward. You're putting all that into the vision board. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I also put listening to Jupiter frequency music. There's okay, I've listened to Jupiter frequency music, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not terrible. Like I have a hard time. I think I told you this once before about
Yeah.
like the frequency music on YouTube, and how I
Yeah.
feel about it because like I guess because like I'm a sound healer and I'm like you can't just listen to a sound healer on YouTube and expect to get the same. I think I'm just it's ego. I don't. It's got to be ego, but at the same time, it doesn't feel the same. You feel differently in the space than listening to it on YouTube. And I think so. Like whenever I'm listening to frequency like music, in order to like do what I'm doing, to gather, okay, this one works, this one doesn't work, this one works. The Jupiter one actually felt good. And I think it's because it's that expanding, that, it's like positive, it's, like it feels like this, like it's like moving up and out, and it's expansive type music. I don't know. Find I might even like share, I don't know, like maybe on threads or something, but like what I was listening to, because I found it like not bad at all. Jupiter
Okay.
frequency music. Okay. Just do a
Yeah.
search, Jupiter frequency music. Okay.
And yeah,
And then,
I'm getting tapping. Have you ever tapped while
yes, the
listening?
tapping. Hmm.
Yeah, tap it not only just in your like the spots that they claim, not claim because I do tapping, but on your forehead and places, but tapping just down your whole body to like ground yourself because you're talking about grounding and connecting. So um, if you can't feel what abundance is in your body, I would say tap it out and feel if you feel any pain. Feel if when you tap in this one spot, it feels good. Not that it makes you happy, but maybe it alleviates something. Um, there may be something there that your body's trying to talk to you about.
I like that. I'm gonna tapping. Rose said tapping. I'm here for it. And then I
Yeah.
mentioned the root chakra, like the bowl, and doing root work,
Yes.
or like sitting maybe even on the ground and grounding in while listening to the Jupiter.
Hmm.
The bowl, like I mentioned before, that is this idea of the root and the top, and just listening to the C and the high B at the same time just doesn't feel good to me. So I try to find ways to bring them both together without having to play both of those bowls together. Okay.
Did you do
um
that this morning? Because I thought
I
I
did
felt
play both of those bowls together this morning, and
I
I
felt that.
rarely do it. Yeah. And I was
I
like,
felt that.
see, this is
That
why
was
I don't
weird.
do it. It
It
is
was it was
it
weird. It wasn't bad weird, but it wasn't something I was expecting. But it
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. It was a positive jarring, and I
Hmm.
think it may have shook a couple of things loose that needed to be released, but I couldn't release it on my own. So that kind of like it hit it at the right spot. So now it can fall away. So I thank you for that.
Well, there you go. Like I tried, I was like, okay, now I'm playing it. I'm like, see, and this is why I don't play it. It's like I was like, ooh, okay, see, this is why. But I'm
Good.
playing it because I was like, it was part of it was the message.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
I was like,
it
all right,
worked.
let's go. So the mantra for Saturday is I expand from my roots, and that's what we're talking about with all of this.
Yes.
Okay, and we get to Sunday, the last day, harmonic integration.
Mm.
Okay. So moon is in Libra. We're talking balance. We're talking harmony. We're talking temperance, right? Um, the prompts for Sunday are what relationships support my spiritual alignment. And that's because we're talking Libra. Libra is very big on relationships. Okay. They like to have them sometimes all at the same time, even. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. Libra has a problem with just having one relationship. I'm just, anyway. Um, but I digress. Okay. Um, what relationships support my spiritual alignment? I can't even, because now I'm thinking about all the Libras who cheated on me. Anyway, and what am I ready to release? And what am I ready to receive?
Mm.
So this is the take bowl, right? What am I ready to release? What am I ready to receive? And what relationships support my spiritual alignment? Important stuff. And then for ritual, if you have a loved one or a client that you enjoy like just doing work with, I would say create a mini ceremony, right? Do something like with a loved one, your cat, your dog, whatever. Okay, like if you're like me, you got a couple of love dogs. Okay, do a ceremony. Dogs need love too. All right. Um, I don't see why not. You can share sound, intention, reflection, just like find that vulnerability even with your dog, okay? And being able to like create something for two, like that duo. Um, and then the Venus tuning fork, if you have the cosmic series of tuning forks. Um, and then also the 639 hertz in solfeggio. Um, it's basically releasing guilt and fear also, but it also has a connection to the heart. So there's that. And then the mantra is I co-create in harmony. Is that I mean, that's what we're doing here. Look, lady, that's all that I have, and I am 20 minutes over, 15 minutes over. But yeah, that's what I've got here. Is there anything you feel? I feel like I said the theme was the art of becoming, creativity, inner sovereignty. I feel like we're working through it next week. Do you have anything you would like to add? Did I
Um,
missed anything?
I think, no, I don't think you missed anything. I would like to emphasize that throughout this whole piece, you are pretty much letting people know that this is the time for you to act, for you to get involved in your change, in your involvement into whatever it is that you're going to create or your next steps, and you have the opportunity to make it harmonious with yourself and with your being. But you do have to do something. You can't just sit there. You have to take an active step, and you may not feel comfortable with the rituals or with the statements, but make it your own, and do something. You can't just put the blame on someone else or something else. It's time to take action. We just need to start taking action. And I love the
I love
prompts. These are like really cool.
that. So they're good this week. I try. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I go scouring the ends of the earth to figure out a prompt that works with the ritual. But also because like I've been journaling now since my daughter since I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. So 30 years actually, now I'm thinking about it. That I've been yeah, that I've been journaling, and I'm an old lady. I get it. But dear diary, today was a good day. It kind of gets old, right? And so I'm like, I'm gonna create like I put a journal out there of just prompts, and then I have like the free prompts course, of like 21 additional prompts. But I'm just like I'm gonna keep making prompts, right? Like so I have something to think about. I mean, but also to help me move forward and hopefully to help others move forward. Like man, my intention is just to help people move forward. Like today, like we were talking about it. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that comes across that somehow I help you move forward. You know,
I may, if your prompt falls in line with the card that I pull for this upcoming week, if it's okay with you, I may pull your prompt. I will give you props for the prompt in
well, I
my
mean,
wording and my write up, but if it falls in line, I do like the prompts
hey,
for
it
sure.
works. But like I said, prompts are basically like prompts. So I don't know that I created, this prompt. I don't think that that's how it works. You know what I mean? I think that it's like,
No, but if it falls in line with what you have and what you have falls in line with my reading, or the feeling that I'm getting from my reading, then I think it would be helpful for people to know that there's this other opportunity to get prompts to follow along with both, because I think they're lining up pretty well. Like you said, we're two halves of one really great person. So if my half matches up with your half, then people will get the help that they need.
that makes sense. I like it. Rose is my soul sister. This is what we're doing. We're twins, guys. We're twins. All right. We're obviously Virgo twins here, just in our
Yeah.
anyway. Thank you so much. If you see this, because now I'm about to close this out, and I don't see any. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have the chat open. Okay. Okay. I was like, yo, if there was like one time I closed it, I found that I had it, I didn't have it open, and then when I went to close it, I was already done, and there was like questions.
Oh my. Is there any
Stated.
no, I don't think there is.
This is not me. Like, look, I hang out at my house. I'm still learning, this platform. And so just charge it to my head and not my heart, baby. Okay. I don't do it on purpose, but if you see this afterwards and, like once it's up on YouTube, because that's where it's going to go on YouTube. I don't put it elsewhere. I delete the one that's on Facebook. Okay. Because you should watch it on YouTube. It's just better that way.
Right.
And so, you know what? I'm hoping that it's on YouTube. It should be on YouTube. But if you see this and you want to put something in the comments, let me know if you're working through the days in the community, and something's resonating or something just didn't, or whatever, however it's feeding back for you. I would love to be able to get that feedback. You can also email me. You can also talk to Rose. How does one find Rose?
So Rose is on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok right now with Res with Rose. Res is just short for resonate. But yeah, if you look at Res with Rose, and you can also find me on my website, also Res with Rose. I try to keep it very simple so people can find me everywhere. And yeah, I would love to hear from you and check out what I've got. And if you're interested, definitely follow. That'd be awesome. Thank you, Asia.
And thank you for being here, Rose. I was like, please, Rose, come and be on this, so I'm not just talking to myself all night. I
No
appreciate you doing it.
problem.
I know you were supposed to leave at 10, and I feel bad because you got like early stuff in the morning, and I'm like, oh, I'm so
Oh,
sorry, I'm sorry. But thank you so
okay.
much for being here, and you were awesome as always. Did not disappoint. 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. You know, go for Rose. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I'm ending this. I'm still Dr. Asia, the Soulful Creatrix. I'm still wishing you nothing but love and peace and many continued blessings. And until next time, find me. Yes, love.
Thank you, Asia.